Hey. What the business is, YouTube? This Clarence over here at Pursuit of Freedom. Hey, hey. TC2000 is the software, baby. I'm playing with the new 20.0 version of TC2000. I know it's been some time. It's been some money time out this piece. Why has it been so long? I haven't been trading. It's truthfully that simple. Let's take a look at the market on that subject. Now, I haven't been trading for a couple reasons. One is obvious. I did not want to be throwing money away in the sell-off. And thank God I missed the majority of the sell-off, because I started seeing big. Let's change this up some. There we go. We got the S&P, baby. Let me look at the wheel shot for a second. I'm trying to clear some of these things. How I got this here set up. I don't know. I'm liking that black background better. But I got so many of these here. I can put them all by. Got so many trend lines. So much stuff going on the chart that I don't even remember why I put it there. So I'm just getting rid of it. But I have not been thoroughly paying attention to the market, man. Some simple things. Late February, when this panic really started, March was terrible. March was terrible, and I truthfully, if any was lightly involved, those videos are already up. And just reading through, doing a little homework. Went to Yahoo Finance. Today is Saturday the 25th. Sitting in Illinois, right, meow. About to get a little checkup done on the Trizup. So I decided I'd peek at some stocks today, and I would make a video today. This ain't the only time we've been peeking, of course. But it's some false information out here, man. I see that Boeing, and Boeing is not the typical stock that I would be looking to day trade. But the airliners, when the market comes back, they're going to have to come back. It'll be a slower position, a longer term position, and that might be something I would want to try to take advantage of. But as of right now, I haven't really been day trading, man. I pulled my attention away from the market a little bit because I felt like we was going into bear territory. And I want to observe. I want to spend some time in observation because I have not seen a pandemic market. I have not seen a pandemic market mixed with a bear market. I'm not an expert short seller. Short selling is where the money was at through the month of March. Looking at these daily charts of the Wilshire 5000. The total market, of course, 3 out of 4 stocks follow the market. So 3 out of 4 stocks week after week for just a few weeks was selling off. It's crazy that, let me look at my box, in exactly 1 month, we dropped 35%. 1 month. And that's it. You start to scroll back a little bit, man. I'm going to have to change the time frame. But you see the recovery on this thing? This thing started falling December 2015. Didn't get back to this level, at least close to it, until April. Look at that box. That's 3 months to recover. And that's still abnormal. Now I just switched to a weekly chart because I want to come back. Oh. I got to change up there, huh? All right, so I'm going to go with the S&P. See, because when the last recession started, man, I just took a lesson from the last recession. I didn't get out the way early enough for the last recession. 2008, I just was losing money like crazy. But I had plenty of time because I feel like we was feeling the effects. I was feeling the effects of 2007. You know what I'm saying? So when that thing started to fall off, man, I didn't have nowhere near the knowledge base on the stock market, technical analysis. I didn't have charting software. I wasn't even looking at charts. I was just buying names at that time. You know what I'm saying? Just buying names, just spending my money where I already spent it because that made sense to me. You know what I mean? Just a slow accumulation of shares. You know, Walmart, McDonald's, Johnson and Johnson, Anheuser-Busch, you know, stuff that I spent money on. I felt like I would just put money or in places where I felt like people spent lots of money. But it took a minute, man, for this thing to climb back. You know what I'm saying? It took some serious time. You know what I'm saying? All the way over to 13 until this level where it peaked in 2008. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years to get back to that level. You know what I'm talking about? And that's about a good 50% cut, right? Over the course of a full year plus, about a year, this thing cut 50%. You know what I'm saying? When it started to dip, right around this time here, like late 2007, when this thing started to come off the highs. When it started to come off the highs late in 2007, like November, late November of 2007, it didn't bottom until 2009. So this situation that we facing today is truthfully, man, this is a different beast. This thing cut 30%. That's like a flash crash. 1 month time, 30 days time, man. And there's money to be made. I remember I was talking on the accelerating selling because I wasn't involved with none of this stuff. I was keeping my motherfucking ass away from that shit. But from the bottom to where it's at now, that 30%, it's a slap in the face day after day because there are opportunities out here. And there have been opportunities, man. Like when I look at the market at the end of the day, once I'm done driving, because what I told myself to keep me away from losing is to go back over my trades. I started looking back at stocks that I traded. I think I've removed just about all the stocks that I traded, except that I see ACMR still at the APT of the AEMD. I think I did trade that one. AXU, I think I was stalking that a little bit. NFA starting to come back, and now it's kind of floating around where I'm in at. The last of my shares are in at 35. I sold everything underneath that, so my average price is about 35 in in-phase energy right now. And I actually went in mine if it came back down here because I want to bring my price back down. I want to get my cost average back down to in-phase energy. But anyway, man, like there are still opportunities out here. You know, there are still opportunities in this market. So when I finish my day, any given day, today's Saturday, so, you know, you start looking at stocks, you still look at the spike on this thing. So this right here made me sick. But when I went back over my trades, I realized that when I was losing, trying to mix driving a truck and trading a stock and trading these types of stocks, the type of stocks that give you heavy volatility, give you also heavy risk, and you got to be paying attention. So basically, I wasn't paying attention to certain stocks, and I was driving a truck and getting beat up. So when the selling really started to pick up, I just moved out the way. Get out the way, and I actually just added this LTRP because look at this damn thing was up here at $130 something. That's $100. Holy shit. And we just had our first green day. So come Monday, I might get into this, give me a few shares of this LTRP. You know what I'm saying? I might see if I can get about 30, 40 shares of this thing and just let that push a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I got that right off of FinViz over here. I was scrolling through these charts, and that looks beautiful for a dip buy right there. Because I feel like I've missed the dip, being that I'm trying to get myself back to the market. I drive all day. Oh, but what I was saying was that, like, I started to notice that the trades that I was losing, I was trading away from the market open. Now, for the last 3 years, 2020, really the third year. I started in 2017, so 2020 is the third year. Uh, I started my research late 2016. But so everything that I've done in the market has been centered around the market open. Me trying to mix driving the truck and trading stocks, I need to swing trade. I need to swing trade. But super volatile, low flow stocks aren't the type of stocks that I can get into, especially get into near a top up here and then stop paying attention to. Because what follows after a stock spikes big is some selling. So I told myself if I'm not able to get in and get out right around the market open, because all my trades, like for the month of January, that I made money on, they were right about the market open. I had two swing trades that were right around the market open. Well, not around the market open, but they were short-term trades, and they were at the beginning of the year. January effect still had some play, and that was the tail end of a bull market. So we still was in a bull market, So now that we're in a bear market, this is unfamiliar territory. So I want to do some observation, kind of figure out what's going on. Plus, man, like, I don't know. A part of me is kind of dumbfounded too, because we fighting the coronavirus, right? Stay-at-home orders for 40 of the 48 U.S. continental states. So if everybody's staying at home, at least a large percentage of our gross domestic product, our GDP, our production, our economy is at home. You know what I'm saying? And my wildest imagination, I'm saying to myself, how is this damn market rising? Like, I don't believe it. Now, I have been hearing all kinds of words because I've been watching, peeking at CNBC on YouTube once I stopped driving and stuff like that. Listening to some of these commentators, watching these little short videos, seeing what they're talking about. And people have been talking about a V recovery. V recovery, I mean, it's about exactly what it's saying. The recovery on this thing is supposed to look like a V. So that's kind of what they was projecting. And then we also got, that's something that I haven't pulled up. I should have pulled some of that mess up. And I'm just reading. We got the federal government, the Federal Reserve, which is now the Treasury. Federal Chair Jay Powell has his game face on. So the Fed done stepped in with their game face on, and I'm just doing what I do. Here's why the U.S. can afford its high-priced pandemic rescue, even though that's bullshit because we cannot afford a rescue. The market is supposed to be in a downturn. Look at this here. The Great Recession, they're calling it. This is GDP that I just mentioned, gross domestic product, has fallen. I mean, we're at a negative 20 damn near right now. And I really am expecting this to get worse. Look at how sharp this recovery is, though. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at a possible transference of wealth. So I'm trying to follow what like Warren Buffett is doing, even though I ain't got a penny. I'm in debt, so I ain't got no money. Even trying to mention that name there. But what the big investors are doing is trying to get cash heavy. Yeah, so this was the article because I felt like that was bullshit. So I just clicked on it. I wanted to read through and try to see what they got going on, what they saying in here. But I came across one thing. Yeah, I highlighted it. If I read from there, it's it might throw you off a tad bit. But I was just glad to see a matter of genuine concern. That has some people wondering whether the U.S. can safely borrow all the money it needs to get through the pandemic without risking adverse economic consequences, like rising inflation or interest rates. Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is now saying the additional national debt is a matter of genuine concern. And some of these numbers were false because they also said, you know what I'm saying, they approved 2,000. But then I read something else that was saying not 2,000, 2 trillion, 2,000. Wow. 1.5 trillion, that was in 2009 though, you know. So they added another 3.7 trillion to the deficit. That's what they're forecasting. That's what they're telling us. But you know what I'm saying? They bailed out companies, humongous ass companies to the tune of trillions. And they put together trillions of dollars package with that $1,200 stimulus. I would tell people to try to have that stimulus check this time next year. Still try to have that stimulus check. Now I know that ain't gonna be something that most people can do, and I'm kind of getting into ranting. But it's been a while, so I'm gonna let this here run for a second. But yeah, I love the fact that they did start this off right though. The U.S. Congress is doing what it does best, throwing money at a problem. But this ain't a case where you can just throw money at it and fix it. The virus ain't gonna go away because of money. To me, that virus is the perfect excuse for for the rich to capture more control, for the government to step in and capture more control. Because I don't think that they're throwing money at these companies, these corporations, throwing money at debt, massive amounts of debt in the form of treasuries and bonds and everything else. And because if I'm loaning you money, I got some say so on how business is flowing. If I'm stepping in and I don't became 50% chairman of the board, hey, some shit finna change around here. You know what I'm saying? That's just my thought process. So I'm in a tad bit of shock, but there are certain stocks that benefit from this. Just like simply thinking about it. Everybody at home, Netflix and chill. This is NTNFLX. So like a company like Netflix, you know what I'm saying? Things went down in March. You could have got in Netflix one share at $300, and in 30 days time you up $130. That's just a simple thought. I don't know what Clorox was. CLX, Clorox, bleach. You need cleaning supplies. People broke, so they ain't trying to go shop at the most expensive places. Dollar General will be a stock that'll jump, even though it's rounding now, so it's looking like it's topping at this 180 area. Dollar General is one that, if I can catch it on a dip, I'll throw some money at that and be looking to hold. And that's kind of what I want to get at least for right now, being that I'm in this truck. Unless I can catch the market at the market open, and I want the whole hour. I want 9:30 to 10:30, or a little bit better than that, because I actually like to take a peek at what's going on pre-market before the market opens. So about 9:15 at least. My ideal thought would be 9 o'clock, from 9 o'clock to 10:30, in order for me to day trade. But if I'm not day trading, then I can possibly try to spot some of these slower moving stocks. I still watch a lot of Canal, and Canal loves to trade this damn Roku. But I see why. It's got some swinging volatility here, down 40% for a nice 50% bounce. This is transference of wealth. People losing their ass right here with this 50% drop. But those who can come in and get Roku a lot at these prices down here, get a lot of shares at these prices down here at $60, they now up close to 100%. So in certain stocks, I'm gonna start to keep my name on. What's that? Zoom, goddamn Zoom, man. This is a higher price stock, but even if you just throw $1,000 at this thing, man, at the right area. Now I think this thing it's already breaking out right there at 160. It's at all-time highs for a stock. So there are opportunities, both fast and slow. Yeah, speaking of, man, it's every day. Every day I find some charts that make me sick that I wasn't in front of the market at 9:30, and this has been for a month, but I haven't seen a market open in more than 2 months now. I have not seen the market open in more than 2 months. So I'm not going to try to day trade anything if I can't be in front of the market before the market opens. That's my window. Everything I've done outside of between 9:30 and 9:45, if I'm buying after 9:45, it was a losing trade. That was simple enough looking back at the 15 trades I've made this year, because I ain't made that many trades throughout the whole year. But if it was outside of that time frame, anything I bought at 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock was a losing trade. So I could just cut that from my list, but it limits what it is that I can do. Look at the uptrend on the Calyx. Got to look at a weekly chart. Whew, this thing was up here 20 some dollars, but it's pushed to a high. So I mean, if I was to look to buy this, I'm looking to buy this break of 1050, and that would be something that I would want to day trade, because right now that would be buying the top. My thoughts on looking at this market, the type of market that we're in, if I'm buying anything, it's got to be a bottom. It's got to be a bottom. Like this, oh, there go my candle. Uh, but there have been opportunities, man. I've been missing. I'm always missing. That's another thing too. I have to get over. I've been doing pretty good with it lately, but I've had to get over the fear of missing out. There's an opportunity in this market every day, and cash is a beautiful position. Cash is a good position to be in, man. 'Cause like I say, I don't trust this here. I if everybody at home, how the fuck the market is climbing? How is the market going up if everybody's at home, or the majority of people's at home? Because I ain't been at home in like 2 months. But if the majority of people at home, how is this market climbing? How is our economy lifting the market? Our economy is not lifting the market. The Federal Reserve is lifting the market. So that means we have a manipulated market, a falsely inflated market. So I'm getting very cautious. Yes, I will tell you, fear shook me right out the market. I started seeing these first few days, like, oh shit. And then you get these big stabbing drops, push higher, another stabbing drop, push higher. Every single little buying attempt looked like it was just getting sold until now. I don't want to say the coast is clear. 2879 on the S&P 500 needs to be broken. We had 2836, so we could be getting close to that area. I don't know. I don't know. I don't believe it though. I don't believe it. I told a friend of mine probably about a week or two ago now, and oil, and this is what I was looking at during Murphy's oil, which I still might try to catch a dip. If this thing can do this right here again, dip down, it ain't gonna come back to 7, I don't think, but it might dip down to like 8. If this thing come back to 8, because for our economy to come back, oil's gonna have to come back. So, because that's another thing too, man. Oil and gold are two commodities I'm thinking I might play with. There's some places where I can park some money, and I don't have to watch it every day. I'm gonna watch it every day, but I don't have to be in front of the computer every tick of the day. But I just want to scroll through the top. There we go. So you got this here, Chesapeake. Oh, that ain't the one I want to look at. Where is that? See, Chesapeake. So you got, that's on the weekly chart. You got this here, Chesapeake Energy. You got a lot of oil and gas have been hanging out in the top, in my top 20 list for some time now. Here's another one. In Servco Corporation, oil, gas, and equipment services. It's a penny stock, a true penny, but it doubled. This thing here jumped, ran from 20 damn near to 40. in a day. 39 million on the float. Houston American Energy is down in the pennies. I traded this thing here some years ago. I traded it during this spike from 50 to 100, and that was one of my first real good trade. 50 cents to $1. I like the way that's looking, but that's already spiked big. And I'm trying to get in early. Like, I want to be getting in somewhere in here. The first green day, second green day. Second green day is still kind of iffy. Get in on this first green day, hold for a few days, get out. I can get in on that first green day, or even on the second green day, and near the bottom, I can sell on the third green day near the top. That's 25% of my money. That's a quick swing trade. It's not a day trade. 18 million on the float, 800,000 on the volume. Pretty good volume. 3 straight green days, but we had some selling. So I would expect this Volt staffing, outsourcing, whatever, to come back down. A lot of green days in some of these stocks. So we got some hungry bears out there ready to short sell. So Overstock.com is another one of those, just thinking about like a Netflix or Amazon. Amazon, you know Amazon is going through the roof. But this here, I got my eye on Overstock. Because look at the move. Damn it. 200%. But right now, it's at a topping area. So if I would have had some shares down here, I'd be looking to sell right now. But Overstock, it's like companies where you can order shit from home. You know what I'm saying? While people sitting at home just spending money. There we go. Just trying to find more energy stocks, being that I was just talking about that. Look at the jump. A few days ago, they were saying that oil was in a serious crisis where they were giving oil away. I still think we have some problems with oil, but oil got a helping hand from something somewhere. I don't really know the full logistics of it, but oil's got to come back. This stock here, I was scared to get into it. It's PSTI. I've been watching it for a few days because it had my candle. I seen this here. Oh, where is that? I lost it. I seen that there and I wanted to buy it, but I didn't buy it because I seen this here. And then this damn thing went with up for 50%. I got that. Look at all these green days in here. So it's still opportunities out here. But I've been a little reluctant to pull the trigger and have been missing out, man. See, I don't know. I just kind of feel like this bounce, man, might have been. I feel like I missed it. I don't think we finna go back to the highs. Not right now. If we do, wow, that's an amazing return of 50% that I completely missed out on. But cash ain't a bad position. I just hate the thought of cash just sitting on the sidelines, not doing anything. But it's better to have it sitting over there not doing anything than to be disappearing. Because I don't know, I still feel like we got some downtrend. We were on the verge of a recession anyway. You know what I'm saying? It had to be coming. It's got to be coming, man. Shoot. I don't know what I got up here. I think I got because I know that I talked about, man. You see my last. I put the bear on this thing a few months ago, 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? See anything before that? Monthly review. Some bad trading going on in there, but yeah. So I've been leaving the market alone, man, and that's why I've been doing the videos. But I'm looking to. I might try to get into something. I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines. But I do want to make sure I got a nice healthy reserve. There go Netflix. Look at Netflix, man. Uh, some of these higher price stocks. I've been thinking about that too. Just trying to find any way to get in. I might play with some of these higher price stocks. But here's Shopify. Shopify is at all-time highs. It's like not affected by this market right now. Tesla had a monstrous dip, and now it done pushed back. It's rounding up here though. I'm trying to see what else I got in here. Intuitive Surgical. Sam, I was thinking about buying, man, because I know people sitting at home right now drinking beer. I got that else better to do. They sitting at home drinking beer. So the Boston Beer Company, but just doing my homework, flipping through these charts. But like right now, a lot of these stocks look like they near a top, and I'm not trying to buy up here. This is where you want to be looking to buy, somewhere in here. Somewhere in here. So I mean, at least you got a little bit of profit. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing too. I decided I'm a break down. I'm gonna use less shares. I'm gonna use less dollars per trade, and I might take on having multiple positions in some of these slower moving stocks. Higher float. Give me 50 is really low. Sam got a 9 million on his float. That's why it was able to punch up to the tune of 100 and something dollars, 41% growth in 1 month. Adobe gaming stocks. That's another one I was thinking about. Look at Costco. Costco is pushed back. It's coming down, but see, it got near this top and it's pulling back. Biogen, you got the healthcare sector. United Health has already pushed back near its top. So I might just keep collecting cash and keep just, keeping my eyes on it because I do believe we got another dip coming. I was even thinking about just buying the SPY. Just buy the S&P 500, ETF. Apple ain't back at its highs, but I would not doubt that it would get there. Intuit TurboTax, I was thinking that this might push because of tax season. And it did have a nice push. 30% on your money in a month. The credit card's taking a hit, but I expect them to take more of a hit because people ain't finna be paying them cards. They're finna be using them, but not paying them. Amgen, another one of the big healthcare companies, is pushing back near its highs. So okay, I'm gonna stop right there before I get too carried away into looking at charts and talking about stocks. I done been rambling a little bit long enough. But I haven't been doing any videos because I haven't been trading. It's getting pretty boring out here. I'm looking at stocks. If I can't day trade between 9:30 and 10:30, I can't day trade. But there are other movements out here. I don't want my money to be sitting for too long in this market because some bad news turn around and pull the plug on this thing, and this thing get to falling with my money. Fuck that. I'd rather sit in cash right now. So cash is a good position. That is what it is. Hey, this pursuit of freedom, slowly but surely gonna make a comeback. The market look like it want to try to do that, but I do not know yet. I don't know yet. This is pursuit of freedom. Yeah, and freedom definitely still is the pursuit.